Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. They're all making so much noise because they're laying some eggs, and they like to let everybody know that they're laying eggs. They make a big noise. Well, the morning today on the little farm started out very sunny, and now it's very humid, and it looks like it might start raining. Hopefully today the rain will hold off long enough for us to walk around the little farm and look at all the gardens and give you a garden update on all of the things that we've been working on. The miniature orchard is doing very well. Sorry about all the airplanes. They're all flying low because of the rain. This is my fig tree. And I'm surprised it came back because the goats ate it all the way down last year, down to the nub. So this is my fig tree. And then of course I have some hydrangeas. And this is my miniature cherry tree. Hydrangeas and hostas. This is my peach tree, I think it is. And then it's a miniature one, so it's super tiny. And then my miniature cherry tree. And these trees are not supposed to get any bigger than 6 feet. This area of the yard gets a lot of sun. This little path leads us to the shade garden. And the shade garden is doing very well. The plants are nice and healthy and green. And one of our neighbors gave me some ferns to plant in the shade garden, and they are coming up. So it's very nice here, very sweet. A little place to get away from the sun and reflect and relax. The fairy garden is one of the sweetest little spots here on the little farm. It's behind the garage and kind of tucked away where you don't really expect it. And we have some perennials growing here. We have some alyssum and some thyme, but then we also have some impatiens and a few pansies left over from the early spring. And they still seem to be doing well, so there's no reason for them not to be here. The fairy garden, and we come out to kind of an outdoor eating area, and I have a lot of different things going on here. On one side I have the herb garden, I have some flowers on this side, and on the other side I have some pots and a sandbox. On this side I have my cold frame and a large hemlock tree. So we have a lot of variety here in this one spot. We have a lot of perennials growing here. Everything's going well in the fish tank, too. The herb garden is doing very well. I've had a little duck who likes to come over here and lay her eggs, and she's been getting in my barrage bed. Oh well, I'll grab those later. You see, we have the sage and the basil, the dill, the thyme. We've got the lavender, the rosemary, yarrow. We've got the oxbow daisies, the borage, and we have some cosmos growing here. On this side, we have a lot of cilantro growing, some parsley, oregano, and of course, we have a little bit of alyssum growing here, and some very nice little cosmos. And this part, sandbox. And see, this area needs some attention. I feel like I am going to get rid of the hostas and move some of the daylilies maybe behind. I have an idea. My rose bushes, I like them, but what I want is an arch here and a climbing rose bush to go over the arch that leads to the fairy garden. So that's on my list for next year. Let's take a look. My lilac tree is falling ill, and we're working on it, taking care of it. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's go over to the tea garden. The tea garden is one of my favorite gardens here on the little farm. Since it's on the south side of the house, it gets the most sunlight, and that means I can grow a lot of flowers. Now these beds have just been cultivated this spring. We added a few things and moved a few things around, so things are just starting to come into their own. Usually when you plant a new plant or you move a plant, it takes a couple years for it to get really established and for it to really grow. We have a lot of new plants here, and we moved a few things around, so it's a little bit not as full as I would like it to be, but it's not as full as it's going to be. Let's check the garden out. starting to rain, so I guess we need to wrap it up. And we did a good job. I think I showed you everything. It's kind of an update. And as you can see, not everything looks perfect. And it won't look perfect. It never will. It's always a work in progress. And I just know that there's some things that I want to change and some things that I need to trim back and I need to do this and that. But you know what? I just take my time to do it, because once it starts I start putting too much pressure on myself, then it's not the enjoyable exercise that it is. And gardening for me is a very therapeutic thing. And then once I start putting a lot of pressure on myself to try to make everything perfect, it's not therapeutic anymore. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little tour of the garden here in July. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping in and visiting me here on Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Thank you for all your comments and your likes and your subscribes. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but I am having the best time getting to know you. I just think you are the best. So try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. We'll see you next time. Bye. Love you.